Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have some big news to discuss after we reported on the bombers that disappeared from radar on November 20th. I'm filming this on November 21st, Friday, November 21st. So all information is up to date as of then. We had the bombers that flew down to Venezuela or in the area. We really don't know because they flipped their transponders off and disappeared. Well, then fighter jets, American fighter jets, swarmed the Venezuelan coast, almost certainly doing it for a very specific reason that we are going to get into. And it's much more complex than just, they're just trying to terrify Maduro into stepping down. So we've got a lot of moving parts. Before we get into it, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge boost to the channel. Let's get the comments popping. We need as many comments as possible. You guys have been crushing it lately. Fire away no pun intended, fire away in the comments with all of your thoughts. Hit that bell, all notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Please reach out with anything you have, and I will look into it. If you got a good tip, let me know. If you just want to say hello, let me know that as well. I actually just had someone reach out with the location of the ghost ship, JSOC's ghost ship. I am not going to be sharing that just yet because it is sensitive, but we actually had some really cool footage that came in and of it. But for operational reasons, I am not going to say where it is at the moment. So this is where we are at. The United States of America now has all the pieces in place to rock and roll against the regime of dictator Nicolas Maduro. Remember, our problem is not with the good people of Venezuela. We have no issues with the good people of Venezuela. We want to help the good people of Venezuela. Our issues are with the dictator Nicolas Maduro, who has allowed drugs, crime, and horrendous levels of evil flow up from Venezuela into America and have done insane damage to our community and our country. And he also serves as an influence and launching point for Russia, China, Iran in our hemisphere. And the Monroe Doctrine clearly states we will not let any foreign power, foreign adversary have influence in our hemisphere. So for all those reasons and more, we have made the decision that Nicolas Maduro has got to go. He is not welcome to stay in our hemisphere. He will not be tolerated. He will be leaving. The only question is he leaving when the United States bombs him, or does he step down voluntarily? That is what we're all waiting to see. The kill order, the authorization, the legal authorization to smoke Maduro takes effect on Monday, November 24th. So just, what is that, 3 days away? We're filming this on the 21st. On the 24th, he will be declared the leader of a foreign terrorist organization, and thus he can be treated just like Osama bin Laden was, just like Baghdadi was. The United States government will then have full and total authority to kill him. So that leads me to this. I'm going to put this on the screen for you. So this is what happened on November 20th. We had a bunch of B-52 bombers that took off from North Dakota, and they flew into the Gulf of America down to the Caribbean, and they flipped their transponders off the whole way, including, this is key because we didn't know this when I filmed the video on November 20th, they kept their transponders off all the way back as well. So we don't even know where these planes went. And I know a lot of people in the comments were like, well, they just turned their transponders off. This is why it's important. It's important because in all the other simulated bombing strikes, they kept their transponders on around Venezuela so the whole world could watch them. These bombers that went to Venezuela turned their transponders off the whole way there after they got in the general region and the whole way back, which they have never done before. First time ever. So it was very different. So we had bombers that flew down to Venezuela, turned their transponders off so that no one would know about it after they got in the region. A lot of people talking about it on the internet, a lot of people talking about it on social media, but that was far from the only thing that happened. I'm going to share this on the screen. It says United States Air Force, U.S. Navy, Boeing RC-135 rivet joint, 624132, multiple F-18s, 6 F-18s. It says the three groups of most likely 2 FA F-18 Super Hornets from the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier, which we know is in the region, operating very close to Venezuelan airspace, along with an Albus 39A rivet joint and the 3 B-52s that were headed there earlier today. So right here, you have pictures of multiple different American aircraft. Here's another look at it. Here's another look at it. And then this was the flight information. And then right here, another look at the F-18s that were swarming right around Curacao, Aruba. They were coming down to the Venezuelan coast. This is probably the best one yet. As time counts down on U.S. terror designation of Cartel de los Soles and by extension the Maduro government, a group of U.S. Navy F-18s and Air Force aircraft have been loitering just off the Venezuelan coast. So we swarmed with F-18s and a bunch of other aircraft. We swarmed their not their airspace. I'm going to correct myself there. We did not breach their airspace, but we flew right up to the coast of Venezuela with a bunch of F-18s, as you can see on the screen. Here's another look at it. Multiple fighter jets in the sky right off the coast of Venezuela. Now, I'm going to put this one back up. People might be asking, why did we do this? Why do we have F-18 fighter jets swarming Venezuela? Why are they right off the coast? We've seen the only other time we know about that fighter jets flew off the coast was when F-35s flew off the coast, and Venezuela claimed that they hit them on radar. You don't see an F-35 on radar unless an F-35 wants to be seen on radar. F-18s, of course, are not stealth fighters, but there is a reason they are doing this. My understanding, the way it's been explained to me, these fighter jets have technology on board that when radar pings them, they can essentially steal all this information from the air defense system, know where it is, know a ton about it. They can map out Venezuela's air defenses without even having to enter Venezuelan airspace. And that is almost certainly what you are seeing unfold here. The reason we are doing this is because we are mapping out Venezuela's airspace. We are mapping out where their missiles are, where their radar is, where their early warning systems are. This is a strategic play. People look at it and say, oh, you're just flying around a bunch of fighter jets because you're just trying to scare Maduro. Certainly that's part of it. I don't think anyone denies that's part of it, but it's much more complex than just that. We are using this to gather as much information as possible on the defenses that Venezuela has. Now, we know that Venezuela has these. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you. We know that Russia has sent these to Venezuela. It is the Buk system. It says, is a family of self-propelled medium-range surface-to-air missile systems developed by the Soviet Union and its successor state, the Russian Federation, and designed to counter cruise missiles, smart bombs, and rotary wing aircraft, the unmanned aerial vehicles. I'm going to actually get this teed up as well. So these are the Venezuelan air defenses. They have these. As you can see, these are the Buks right there. That's a really good look at it. That's the interior. So this is one of their systems right there. That is a great look at it. And we know they also have the S-300, which is the second most advanced Russian produced air defense system. The S-400, of course, is being the most advanced one that the Russians have. But we also know that the S-300, put it up on the screen, is no defense for American stealth technology. How do we know that? Because Iran had them, and we flew B-2 stealth bombers, F-22s, and F-35s, completely dominated Iranian airspace, and they didn't even get a shot off at our guys. And I'm guessing the S-300 systems the Iranians had were much more advanced, better maintained, better maintenance, and we don't know the state of Venezuelan air defenses. But we know they have the Buk and they got the S-300, and the S-300 failed to stop our planes in Iran. All right. So That is where we are at. We swarmed them with fighter jets right up to their coast, right up to their airspace, territorial area. We flew bombers down there that were then hidden from radar, that they flipped their transponders off most of the way there, all the way back. And we have continued to flood in resources. And like I said, you would be surprised if you knew where the ghost ship was right now, but I'm not going to say that quite yet. I think that it would be good to keep that information private for now. We do not want to tip our cards. I'm not going to share anything about the ghost ship unless it's publicly reported first. So that is what I will say about that. I'm a good American. I'm a patriot. If it's not in the public sphere, I am not going to share the location of the ghost ship because I do not want to risk letting the Venezuelans know where it is. But I will say I have confidence that I do know where it is. The information I received is very, very sound. I've checked it, and the ghost ship is in location to strike, but I will leave it at that. So that's where we are. We continue to indicate that we are going to take action. We got fighter jets, we got bombers, we got thousands of troops. Everyone is ready to roll. We are ready to crush targets when President Donald Trump sends the order. And listen, I don't know when that's going to come. I don't want to tell you it's going to be in the immediate future. We know the terror designation goes in on November 24th, but clearly we are building up to something. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Pop off in the comments with everything you got. Fire away. Let's have a really fun discussion in the comments. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with anything you have. I'll see you all next time.